This video will demonstrate how to use a dependent name. What is a dependent name? A dependent name is a name that depends on the type or the value of a template parameter, which means it cannot be known at compile time. Examples of the syntax might be, here is a use of a template formal parameter, : a name within the scope of that, whatever that is. You can also have t be a parameter to some class, and name is a member of class of t. The questions that arise are, does name exist? Is it possible that some things that replace t have a member with this name and some don't? Sure. Same here. So there's no way to know when we use that syntax if there really is such a member called name. If there is it a type? Is it a function? Is it a variable? Types have names, functions have names, variables have names. This is a serious question. Here are some examples from the actual standard. The syntax name of a template parameter, here it is, : name of a member of that scope. So container is some class, and it has a member type called reference, and we have to say the keyword type name in front because otherwise the compiler won't parse that as the name of a type. Now, uses of the word type name have been changing over the various recent standards. Sometimes it is required, sometimes it is permitted but not required, sometimes it is forbidden, and those changes have been occurring over several versions of the standard. The good news is the Semel Editor knows the rules and knows when to add the word type name and when not to add the word type name, which simplifies your life because the Semel Editor takes care of that for you. Here's an example of the second syntax, which is a name within a class parameterized by a template, and that also is a type name. Now, you can say this in English. The reference type of a queue is the reference type of the container of the queue. And that just makes sense. It's so simple when you say it out loud in English. The type of a vector's pointer is the type of the vector allocator's pointer. So it just makes sense. Here's an example where it is not a type, it is a value. So isConst is in the standard, and it has a public static compile time value of type t named value, which has whatever value it has. And you can refer to that by isConst of t : value. That's not a type. It doesn't need or want the word type name in front. That is a value. And here's an example of how you would use that value. Well, now that we know what our goal is, how do we make one in the Semel Editor? If your goal is to make a type that uses a dependent name, you want to make an instance of the type/dependent name Semel, which has an attribute called identifier, and you would fill that in, that's the name, and it has an association to one type. Typically, that type may have an angle in it, but it doesn't have to. Or if you want to make an expression that uses a dependent name, you would use the Semel expression/dependent name. Notice that the first one and the second one both have an identifier attribute, and they both have a type. They both result in the syntax type : identifier, although the type-dependent name may have a type name in front, whereas the expression-dependent name never would. That concludes this video. Thanks for watching.